Hello, smegheads, and welcome back to Smug Mode, the podcast where we talk about the British sci-fi comedy classic Red Dwarf. I'm Ben Gilman. As always, I'm joined by Tom Hill.
Hey.
Dan Raj.
Hey.
And Troy Salmon.
Sup?
And today we're talking about Series 4, Episode 6, Meltdown. Smug Mode is now engaged. This episode, the Red Dwarf crew travels to Waxworld, an android theme park where Crichton discovers a matter transmission device. Lister and Kat are taken prisoner by Adolf Hitler, whilst Rimmer and Crichton lead a resistance group led by Albert Einstein and Elvis Presley against them. So what do you guys think about this one?
Oh my God.
Because fandom hates this episode.
Yeah, it was kind of out there, but it was all right.
Loved it. What do you guys think?
Wasn't one of the best, but wasn't one of the worst either, I don't feel.
I love how it basically makes the Roman Emperor look like a kinky bastard. Once he puts soapy frogs down people's trousers and he's got his skins dry.
Can we just say Tony Hawk's is brilliant as Caligula?
He's a great skateboarder as well.
Silence!
No, that's Tony Hawk, you asshole. Round Ireland with a fridge is Tony Hawk's. You ever read that book? Anyone ever read that book, Round Ireland with a fridge? Yeah.
No need for vulgar language, sir. Thank you. Right.
No need for vulgar language. You're talking about putting soapy frogs down people's trousers, mate.
Anyway, so we find out once again that Rimmer is boring. The opening scene is him boring Lister and Kat to death with his tales of risk.
My gosh, I was boring him. Yeah.
A 5 and a 2, remember? Actually,
Yeah.
did roll a 5 and a 2.
5 and 2.
This is the scene. This is most probably the best scene in the whole episode. Next to the Winnie the Pooh description.
Oh God, yeah. He's refusing the blindfold.
that.
Oh God.
But I just kind of find it amazing. What is it? I love the fact that Cat turns, he's got earplugs in. They look like earrings.
Yeah, that's true. That's quite
We find out Rimmer's a brandy drinker. But this is now the third time this season that they've made that the running joke is Rimmer bores people to death. It's becoming quite a good running gag.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. We've all been there with somebody has a big interest and they have no comprehension that someone is not listening.
Guaranteed. Yeah, I know a lot of them. Trust me.
He has
Usually
no
every time
idea.
I start talking about Red Dwarf, to be honest.
But he does not. He gets told, "We don't care, man." He will just keep on going. It is really funny.
Yeah, but that's just because he thought he thought they hadn't got to the interesting bit yet. That was all.
And it's still rolling dice.
No, there is an actual malicious level of joy he gets from.
No, there is.
True.
There is. He's not
You know.
admitting to it, but he knows. He's not ignorant. He's not incredulous. He knows for a fact.
You can tell as well because he smirks as well when he does it. He's like, yes,
and
I know.
he's just like, well, and it's like, well, you are that uncultured that I'm just going to subject you to it fucking anyway.
He's getting his kicks in and he's verbally torturing them. Yeah. Brilliant. We find out. Well,
But at least he is playing Reggie Wilson.
No, that's dear God, no, there's an image. Crichton is a master of tech because once again he's got the what are they calling it? The antimatter thing.
Antimatter panel.
My panel back. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I do love the running joke of like you know they go off and Cat and Rimmer go off, and then they come out the closet because
Shower.
The shower. Thank you, and that will come later with Rasputin and Caligula.
Yeah.
Caligula. Thank you. Can get Julius Caesar, could we? So I do love the joke where it says with this machine, Rimmer could finish his wrist story. That was Lister saying that. That was
If they had to travel in the normal course of things, it would take 500 million light years. And Lister says, "Yeah, he can finish his Risk story."
Yeah, between that time, yeah.
And immediately you do see it cut to Rimmer right there, and you don't hear anything from him. He doesn't say anything, but you see this look on his face. It's just like, don't tempt me.
Yeah, exactly.
I will go.
I'll do it. I'll do it for spite, bitch.
But I do like the Lightby jokes.
Yeah.
Lister swallows it. And then,
the first time he just sticks it in his mouth. The second time, yeah.
The second time is even funnier because he says, "Let's get a vindaloo."
Oh no!
Look, it'll come out in a couple of days.
We have just seen Rimmer be literally guilty of the genocide of an entire planet's worth of artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah.
That's literally what we've just seen happen. Yeah. I think being subjected to Lister's digestive tract while a Vindaloo's going through it. It doesn't seem. Yeah, it is. It's small potatoes.
I think we need to explain slightly what happens in this episode. They arrive on a planet that's got wax droids that have broken their programming, and they've split into the evil guys and the good guys. So you've got one side has Caligula, Rasputin, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Goebbels, Mussolini, every shit from history, including Al Capone.
Yeah.
And the other side has
Albert Einstein,
Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi,
Stan Laurel,
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, Monroe. I was about to say
Noel Coward.
Who's Noel Coward?
Who's
Mother
Noel
Teresa?
Gandhi. He's the one I don't know. I know everybody else.
Noel Coward is an amazing
playwright,
intellectual, funny man, playwright, songwriter. Generally, all round, he's fucking brilliant at being creative and very sort of.
He's a style king. Yeah.
Ben, have you ever seen the film The Italian Job?
Oh,
yeah. There you go.
The guy in prison who runs the prison.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one who's the boss of Camp Freddy in The Italian Job, Mr. Or is it? Well, it's not Broker. I can't remember his name now.
I can't remember his name.
But he was played by Noel Coward.
Yeah.
And in this, Noel Coward is played by Roger Blake.
Yes.
Who doesn't really have much of he doesn't have very many lead roles to fall back on that you could say, oh, I know him, but you know him.
Yeah.
Because he's in, at least if you're a fan of British comedies like Blackadder, Red Dwarf, these sort of more witty, less body humor, bottom young ones style crowd. You'll find him in the background of things which star Fry and Laurie. You'll find him in the background of things which star Rowan Atkinson. And you'll find him in the background of Red Dwarf all the time as well. He's a really good, just sort of bit part actor who was also quite a good comedian.
So when I do want to, okay, so when Rimmer and Crichton go first and land on the planet, which looks a lot like Surrey, Surrey Park somewhere, I'm sure. Very sure it is because I know that they recorded in Surrey a hell of a lot of the outdoors things. So there are very grainy footage of two giant birds. Now, I had my suspicions that this was from a Japanese superhero show.
Yeah, if you're a Japanese person, you know it already.
See, I had a different suspicion. I thought they'd nicked my family summer holiday videos. I was like, what's Aunt Sharon doing here?
I think you should let them listen to this episode. So,
what Japanese film was it from then, Ben?
Daikyo Gappa, or in its English title, Gappa the Tribbian Monsters. The Tribbian.
So basically Godzilla.
Yeah, 1967.
Yeah,
I don't know how they managed to get that, but well done. I'm sure no one cared that they took.
But it just shows you how bad the animation was in the 60s.
Oh, jeez.
Because you look very Power Ranger all of a sudden when they get them giant monsters. And that looks suspiciously Japanese. So
yeah, you see that happen. You see Crichton and Rimmer running away from them.
Yeah.
When you see they have just sent the matter transporter back to Cat and Lister, and Cat and Lister use it, and they end up somewhere else. And you end up thinking that Crichton has gotten it wrong. This sort of the monster bird-looking things, slightly dinosaur-y looking things that they're going up against makes you think, well, they're on some kind of alien planet, or maybe some point in the future where there's monsters, or maybe they're back in a dinosaur time and this is a really bad animation that's doing it. And then you get this other point that suddenly Cat and Lister are watching Hitler and Goebbels and Goering all having a chat. And you don't think, like we've said already in this podcast, we said this is about the wax world, this is about the droids, this is all that sort of stuff. That's not immediately apparent.
Until later.
What's immediately being led towards is this idea that Cat and Lister are lost in one place and Rimmer and Crichton are lost in another, which we've seen before backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do love though the Cat and Lister taking the piss out of the Nazis when they think they've got away, but they have only just in the fireplace. That's quite a
that was a transvestite with those hips.
And run. By the way, Rimmer left Crichton to run. That was good. Elvis with a gun, the Pope with a gun. I love those images.
Oh my gosh.
I do find, and this is going to get some heat, I find Elvis Presley very annoying. Impersonators annoying. I just find him punchable. I've never liked Elvis. Thank you very much. It's just annoying. I did laugh though when he did the old arm swing. We're going to go this way.
Oh, that way.
Yeah, but I find Elvis Presley quite annoying. I find impersonators quite annoying, but we won't bring that up.
I see. I'm a big Elvis fan.
Yeah, that's why I moved quickly so we don't go to war. Lister describing the gallows to Cat in the jail is quite funny. They both know what he's talking about, but
an inverted L shape.
And Cat, to be fair, knows
you have kind of a rope motif.
There's a ropey theme about it.
There's a noosey theme.
It's a shame because Lister's describing the different time period, the people from the different time periods. The budget couldn't have stretched it, but I would have loved to see Winnie the Pooh get shot up. There's no way.
I think it's funnier that you just see Lister's reaction to Winnie the Pooh getting
shot. All you see his face, bro.
What's in your mind is funnier than what they could have put on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I what's in my mind is of this completely fucking defiant as fuck Winnie the the opening scene from Skyrim in the Elder Scrolls where your man gets beheaded and he's like, my ancestors are smiling on me, Imperial pig dogs. I did like Winnie the Pooh basically doing that. Can you say the same?
I would have loved to see Winnie the Pooh giving the big eye, like, come on, fucker.
Yeah, A.A. Milne's most beloved character just giving the finger to a firing squad of assholes from history.
So bad.
I do love Tony Hawk's in his episode, especially that thing of Cat keeps making comments and he keeps slapping Lister.
Yeah.
Just, will you shut up?
Yeah, will you shut up? I would have loved to see a Madame Two Swords version of this. Like a proper Madame Two Swords war. There's a Doctor Who episode for you.
For anyone who doesn't know what Madame Two Swords is, it's the London Waxwork Museum.
Yes. Syllabus.
Yeah, it's kind of famous. It's a bit of a tourist attraction. If you ever visit London, have a look.
But
we aren't sponsored.
No, we're not sponsored, but it would make a good idea. It's a good day out. Rimmer, I do love how Rimmer thinks he's going to be a good general because they set this up for 4 seasons now of him being this study of war and being a good general. So we finally get to see him take charge, and it's an utter massacre. He's useless. I love this.
He does follow the historically correct way of doing war honorably, which is everybody goes and dies as quickly as possible. Whoever's left wins. Like that's pretty much it. Whoever, despite rushing towards their death, doesn't die, well done. You were brave and you won. Everyone else, you were and are not anymore. It's something which Terry Pratchett brings up quite a lot in his writing. This sort of level of like the satire that you find in the Red Dwarf as well, of the old and great generals that we celebrated so much for their bravery and for the things that they did, generally just sent massive amounts of people to their death until the other person gave up.
Charge of the Light Brigade.
Yeah.
So, is there anyone that you were sad that wasn't in this episode from the good guys?
I do like Laurel being there.
I mean, honestly, if they're going to have Winnie the Pooh, I'd have liked to have seen something else that was actually a sort of a properly fictional character.
Yeah.
Like...
Don't say that, Daniel. Like, I don't know, like Gandalf.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah. Okay. But I do love seeing Mother Teresa. Gandhi.
That's Lieutenant Colonel Mother Teresa.
Yeah,
Colonel.
Gandhi doing the push-ups is just physically quite funny.
Gandhi's a beast.
I love the fact that Chris Barry does a Full Metal Jacket on St. Francis of Assisi.
Yes, that's
Full Metal Jacket. Yes, that's the quote. Yeah, that's the one right there.
There's only two types of people from Assisi: steers and queers. Which are you, boy?
One of my favourite movies of all time.
Right, so that would be perfect time for him to be riffing on that.
Oh yeah, it is. But I just love the fact they did it.
Yeah, from the best cause of all time.
Yeah. Definitely. Maggots.
Hey, maggots. Think about this episode is probably the weakest in series 4.
It's because it's a high bar.
Yeah, well, because it's a high bar. Also, because of the nature of it, it does have to be ever so slightly preachy because it's an anti-war theme to it, which automatically kind of going, oh, okay, fine. It's fun. The thing is, it's got some of the best jokes of series 4. It's just not a strong structural episode. There's lots and lots of laughs in it, but it's not a strong episode, if that makes sense.
And because it comes directly off the back of the strongest structurally episode as well.
Yeah.
Which isn't its fault, because actually this one was supposed to happen earlier in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the Gulf War and the message that it was sending, they waited till the Gulf War conflict finished before showing that episode. So Dimension Jump was probably supposed to be the final episode to really end on a high, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Because they've also got like that Star Wars ending of he never found anybody who was as annoying as that Rimmer.
Yeah.
Would have kind of been a perfect ending to the season 4.
Yeah. This one would have been actually a better beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, it wouldn't have been
I think,
so compared to for the rest of the season.
But yeah, but it's not. It's a weak episode, but but that's because there's an incredibly high bar this series. It's not weak in the greater scheme of things. It's an enjoyable episode. It's just not as good as some of the ones that have come before in this series.
Yeah.
The characters are acting like they normally would. There's no out of character moments. It feels like they're acting like they would.
It doesn't drag either. It's not like that Waiting for God episode that we all hate in series 1. That episode,
don't get started on that.
That episode, although it does have a couple of good jokes, just feels like it goes a long time between each joke and it's dragging.
There were
Whereas this
jokes
one
in that.
is funny the whole way through.
Mm-hmm.
There were episodes in that joke. There were episodes in that joke. There were jokes in that episode. I need more coffee.
Has anyone seen Iron Sky, the movies? Iron Sky.
No.
Oh, if you see Iron Sky, you'd see this reminds of it a lot. It's like got the Hitler's living on the moon. It's just stuff like that. It's just funny as heck. Well, check it out, Iron Sky. You love it.
This episode is basically Red Dwarf's version of Westworld.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a Westworld type. Yeah.
Which is cool.
So that's it. Tony Hawk's has also done Talkie Toaster, and he was the compare to the Reverse Brothers in Backwards. Wow.
He was also the host in Better Than Life. When they arrive, he's their waiter. He's all of those things. He appears a lot.
He is an absolute don.
Do you know the classic army motorcycle that Remy rides in one scene belongs to Chris Barry? Now you know.
Yeah, it's actually his. I know it's actually his motorcycle. Yeah, which is awesome. It's just absolutely awesome.
That's it.
Yeah. And the cast loved this episode. They loved this episode a lot.
Did that motorbike get reused the episode when they brought Ace Rimmer back in season 7?
Yes, it did.
Is it the same motorbike? Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Okay. We'll get there.
we get there. We're on our way.
And I love the end credits that are sung by Elvis Presley by Clinton Marks, who apparently turned up. He's a professional impersonator.
Mm-hmm.
He turned up in his own costume.
Fair enough.
Play. So, what do we go? So, we've already covered. What do you think, Troy? Because you've been quite quiet.
Okay. What I thought about the episode. That's what I'm saying, because I've seen a movie called Iron Sky. It's literally similar in plot to this episode, so I didn't really say too much because where like these like the Nazis in control of all these people, got the heroes and villains, all these fictional characters, people shouldn't even be there in that time period. You know what I mean? All in one planet. But this was a good episode, as we said before. The structural integrity of the episode wasn't the best in terms of story, but the humor was all there. The jokes it was amazing. It keeps you entertained as long as
I think the weaknesses that we're talking about here can literally be tied in with one of the lines from the episode.
Yeah,
because we're talking about why this is so difficult to pull off properly. Because we are talking about sort of an unjust war kind of thing. We can actually go straight to Rimmer, who's talking about his great victory. There are always casualties in war, gentlemen. Otherwise, it wouldn't be war. Just a rather nasty argument with lots of pushing and shoving.
Exactly. This episode's a casualty of all the great episodes, so it works.
So how many? I love that bit though. That bit where he's actually describing his great victories. Lister's like, so how many survived? Well, we haven't had time to make a full official estimate, but a rough guess, and obviously this is subject to alteration pending information updates. Roundabout none of them.
Yeah.
So you just wiped out the entire population of this planet. You make it sound so negative, Lester. Don't you see the deranged menace that once threatened this world is vanquished? No, it isn't, pal. You're still here. What about peace, freedom, democracy? Yeah, Rimmer, right. Absolutely. Now all the corpses that litter the battlefield can just lie there, safe under the knowledge that they snuffed it under a flag of peace, and can now happily decompose in a land of freedom, you smeghead.
That whole line right there, I love the way you summed that up. That whole line right there, I love it.
And so we're done with this episode then. So, I mean, yeah. I was planning to do, we're into season 5 next.
Yeah.
Continue the hot seat. I was going to do an American pilot. We will do the American pilot, but we've got something special lined up for that. So wait for that between 5 and 6. Lovely. So it's goodbye from me.
Bye from me.
Bye from me.
Does anyone fancy a Vindaloo?